All right, welcome back to Sportlight. Of course, you're looking at We Sports, your source for local sports. It's Thursday night. Right now, we're going into this story here. And of course, before we get into that story, our sponsor, Mike Bikes, down at the Avenue, 21 O'Connor Street. So it's kind of like on the corner there. Fantastic. You could also get bikes for the kids, but you know that latest craze, everybody's doing the mountain biking. They have Specialized and Giant mountain bikes. Fantastic. Get out there. Get healthy. And they have all this stuff too. So you can buy a bike, and then you buy a bike rack, and then you can go and buy your helmet, your shoes, your gloves.
First thing you have to buy is the helmet.
You have to buy the helmet, yeah. Save your cabeza. You have to keep that head always in thing. So we're moving on. And of course, we really had a heated discussion there. That had to be talked about. So we're just going to talk about some other stuff there. People call him, eh? I'll get to him just now. Women Warriors. The senior women's football team will actually be playing right now. Will begin their bid to reach the Rio Olympics when they face off against Guatemala tonight. It's actually happening right now at the BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston. A win here is critical as the other strong team in the group is Canada. The top two teams from the group play in the semifinals, with the winner of those matches qualifying for the finals, or actually qualifying for the Rio Olympics. The team has spent the last 2 weeks getting used to the cold conditions in Houston, and coach Richard Hood is confident in their preparations. What do you think?
The Women Warriors team, I follow quite a few of them on Facebook. I think that this team is as good a team as any that represents Trinidad and Tobago in any sport.
Right.
I believe that this program is under-resourced. However, the women are real belly.
Yeah.
You know, and they really, they do a lot with a little.
Yeah, they do.
And, you know, enough respect to the Women Warriors out there.
Yeah, no.
Isn't that a big call there?
Big call. But Andre Batiste, I'm also on air, so I'll call you back in about 5 minutes.
And stop huffing with gas, boy.
Also, I spoke with the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, Mr. David John Williams, at a function recently. And he was telling me about the whole Richard Hood scenario. He's going to come on the show and actually...
Wonderful. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, we'll have to sit him down and talk. Let me move on. The Hero CPL Premier League will be heading to the United States of America for the 2016 season after receiving approval for the venues from the ICC. This was confirmed yesterday by CPL CEO Damian O'Donoghue in Barbados at the CPL draft, saying the CPL has already begun to make positive impact in the Caribbean, and we are excited about bringing top quality cricket to the United States. No word has been given on the actual venues within the states where the matches will be played. ICC Head of Global Development, Tim Anderson, says the ICC has set up a framework for future development of cricket in the United States of America. You saw that picture you just saw there, folks, was the Dodger Stadium in LA, where they played that kind of Masters match, Shane Warne versus Sachin Tendulkar kind of thing. I like it. The States is one of the biggest sports market. If they get 1% more power to them, bro.
I love the idea.
I love the idea.
It's much better to me. It's a much better economic prospect than playing in some of these small islands. I love you guys. The flavor of Caribbean cricket is unique and it's amazing.
And the CPL
and tiny.
The CPL has actually been really good for the region in terms of cricket and crowds and things. So, and I would love to actually see a CPL franchise in the United States in Broward, and because they have a ground there, and I think that franchise will do well.
I think LA,
New York,
Toronto. Half of Pina living in Toronto. Let me get real now. Come on. Half of Georgetown living in Toronto. So why not?
Yeah.
Talk to Jay-Z. Jay-Z, hook up a little cricket franchise in BK.
Yeah, boy.
What do you mean?
Boxing. Former national female boxer Kim Bone Crusher Kwashi. And if you know the size of the lady, she could really crush bones. Wants the Minister of Sport to heed her good advice and change the entire slate of the soon-to-be newly appointed Trinidad and Tobago Amateur Boxing Board. Kwashi, there you see her, feels that the new blood is needed. She claimed if a few of those people, meaning the current executive, go back there, it makes no sense. And she's making no sense for the sport. She outlined a list of able-bodied persons whom she believes can bring new light to the growing sport of local boxing. She included Tansley Thompson in that list of able-bodied men. I want to tell you the people. Tansley Thompson, Dimitri Strud, Kurt Sinet, another fellow who get banned. A lot of them she included in it. I don't know how able-bodied they are or not, but that's the people she included, and she thinks.
There is a wonderful and interesting and pertinent new film out starring Will Smith. It's called Concussion. It talks about repetitive
blows to the head.
Blows to the head.
And damage it.
And the permanent damage that could be a result of such. With all due respect to Miss Squashy, you gotta be kidding.
The show gone
from... Tansley Thompson?
The show gone from bad. Tansley, you know what? We're going to bring you on the show. You're going to talk your piece. I'll call him. In fact, next week, I know if I call Tansley now, he come in on that show next week.
I wouldn't. I hope we.
And then what we'll do is bring Tansley and we go set up. I go be the promoter this time. Tansley versus Boxer.
And Tansley, let me tell you something. Back when you had a sports good thing on the avenue, I buy a pair of Alix tugs. It lasts me about 2 weeks. But I buy that and I represent schools in the Alix. Respect to Mr. Thompson for his contribution. Sport in Trinidad and Tobago.
We're just going to do, we have a couple people getting it done this week or last couple of weeks, and then we're going to take a break. Of course, one of the people getting it done is Samantha Wallace, who has been on fire virtually in the Vitality Super Netball League in England for the Hertfordshire Mavericks. Yeah, let's say that. Her average, she has shot 64 out of 70 in the last 3 matches. That's how good she has been. She's only missed 6 times out of 70 shots. And her team is a 3-0, and they're top of the table. So Samantha Wallace.
Getting it done.
Getting it done. I want to say Peyton Manning. Yeah, boy. My wife was commenting that he looks like an insurance salesman. Now, Peyton Manning is the quarterback. There he is, quarterback for the Denver Broncos. But let's be real, Peyton Manning just at the end of that game became the only player in NFL history to win 200 games. He is the player with the most wins. He scored the most touchdown passes, the most yards, and probably one of the greatest players of all time. It'll be hard to break his records. Peyton Manning, with all due respect to your brother, that is...
And another round of applause to Peyton Manning's doctor.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing more about that.
And of course, we had to give a round of applause to the under-19 West Indies cricket team. Now, that team didn't start off that tour down there in Bangladesh for the ICC World Cup so good. But believe it or not, there they are. They are now in the final of the ICC under-19 World Cup, and they're going to face India. They started off the tournament just very much like how the senior team starts off, kind of wavy. But you know what?
They found their line and length.
They found their line and length. They're improving, and they have some talented guys. I want to say, you're getting it done. And
great.
Even though we are not fans of West Indies Cricket Board, we are fans of West Indies Cricket.
Definitely.
And any of the players, we wish you all the best. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have Rawlson Dopwell, a.k.a. Babatola, the head of the Golden Fist Boxing Gym. He's going to be here, and he's going to talk to us about violence and youth and sport, because he's in the middle of it. His boxing gym is located at Simeon Rd, Petit Valley, and he'll give you some interesting perspective on what happens up there. All right, we're taking a break.